So then I told him, "Get out of my produce department, clown." He walked out, got into his fancy car, and drove away.
That's cool, Chad. I have a story about my first car that you might like.
Maybe I won't like it.
Oh, you'll like it.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, so this is a totally true story. I was 16 and I got my first car. It was a 1967 Plymouth Belvedere, blue. 2-ton car. It was basically like a tank. All teenagers should have a giant car for their first car to protect them from themselves, basically.
Yeah, teens are reckless and dumb.
I was 16 and I was ready to, be cool and awesome. So I decided that I wanted to paint the car. So I called up my friend, John Lee.
He looks like a nerd.
He was a nerd. We took it out to his dad's airport hangar that he owned.
Was his dad Howard Hughes? Did he own a railroad too?
He was a pharmacist.
Right.
I had a really clear vision of how I wanted this car to look, and it was ghastly. It was really quite ugly.
I believe it.
I looked like an asshole. And then one day, John and I decided that we wanted to have some fun, and so we drove them out onto the icy lake.
Uh-oh.
There's this big open area of ice, and we would whip the cars around in circles and just go nuts, and it was really fun.
What is that called? A sliding UE or something?
Whipping a shitty?
Yeah. I do that on my bike sometimes, but it's not as impressive.
It's probably safer. So then we started driving our cars into the side of this big snowbank that was down at the end of the ice. Then John said, maybe you should drive your car through the center of the snowbank. And then he promptly got out of my car and went over to the sidelines to watch.
It seems like such a bad idea. Why did you do it?
I didn't really think about stuff much before I did it back then.
So you were in the special classes at school, is that right?
I was in the academic decathlon.
Did you come in 10th?
Yes. So, I drove all the way down to the end of the lake, and I got up some speed. I was going about 50 miles an hour, and I smashed into the center of the snowbank. For a second, it felt like nothing had happened. All was calm and peaceful.
That's what happens right before you die.
Actually, we had hit the snowbank, went off of the snowbank instead of through it, like it was a jump, went over, and then the car tilted like this and went almost at a 90-degree angle down into the ice.
How did you live?
There was an imprint in the ceiling where my head smashed into the ceiling.
You should have died. You should have died.
Somehow, the 2-ton car did not break the surface of the ice. And I said, I think we should go home. And I drove the car home. Somehow the car still worked.
You should be dead.
Probably should have died. Didn't.
Why aren't you dead?
That was my first car. And that was probably the stupidest thing that I've ever done.
I don't know. Sounds kind of fun.
It was fun.
Hey, thanks for watching. We're thinking of turning this into a new series, Chad Vader's Storytelling Couch. And let us know what you think in the comments. And if you want to tell your first car story, you can do that on Twitter with the hashtag MyFirstCar or on YouTube with the tag MyFirstCar. And BBC America, which is the home of a lot of our favorite shows,
Doctor Who!
Like Doctor Who and other things, they are going to take the best My First Car story and show it on their new season of Top Gear. And the winner of that will receive a prize. They'll get a trip to London to see the Top Gear live experience. So you can enter that contest at myfirstcarstory.com. myfirstcarstories.com. Thanks for watching. Bye.